time of how I got assaulted in the nail shop. I don't know if you guys have seen that video of the girl in the nail shop where they're trying to stop her from leaving. This is literally why you will never, ever, ever, ever catch me in a nail shop unless I'm like on my last legs. I'd never been to this nail shop before. It's in Norbury. I think it's definitely still there. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll insert it somewhere. You know when you bring like your inspo pictures, before you even sit down, you show them and you go, oh, is this something, you know, you can do? I appreciate honesty. If you tell me you can't do it, you can't do it. Do you know what I mean? I'll go somewhere else. The guy told me, yeah, like easy, I can do this. Cool. As soon as we've started, I've noticed he's like struggling straight away. Like he can't even get the shape right. It was like almond, I think it was. This nail shop as well, once they've done like your shaping and stuff, they ask you for like half the money up front. So they ask you, can you pay £20 now before we do design? I think that's kind of like to protect them, whatever, no problem. So I've paid the £20. I'm letting him do the design and the man's struggling. So I've been like, you know what, look, let's just stop here. I'll pay you for like the shape and everything. You can keep the money, but I'm just gonna go somewhere else to do the design. I think he got really offended. Then he was like, no, I'm doing the design. This man proceeded to grab my hand and start clipping my nails off. Grabbed it like this, went click, click. It happened so fast. Most people were like, why don't you pull your hand away? He did it so quick. I got to respect him for it. I literally sat there like this. There's no way this man just clipped off my nails. You taking a piss? So now I'm thinking, you've got my £20, I have half clipped nails and I'm gonna have to go pay to remove them somewhere else. You're having me on. So with the same swiftness that he clipped my nails off, I took back my £20 because it's not me you're gonna rob. I'm taking it back now. He's like, get out the shop. And I'm like, you know what? Gladly, because I don't know what the hell's going on here. As I'm walking out the door like he told me to do, this guy decides to push me, like literally full force, whoosh out the door. Sorry, what? Excuse me? I'm like kind of like halfway in the door, halfway out the door. This guy's like literally slammed the door on my arm. Imagine someone's door full force just squashing your arm. Like, and as he's done that, he's gone, this is why I don't like your kind, my kind. What do you mean by that? Because I know what you mean by that, but what do you mean by that? So on top of being physically abused, I'm now being racially abused. Okay. You seeing the girl with the video, at least she had people like backing her up and standing up for her. I had two people of my kind that didn't say or do anything. They literally just watched it all unfold. I'm not gonna get into what happened after that on the internet, but I got my justice. Like, I know independent nail techs can be kind of expensive, but I would much rather give them my money. Go where you're loved and stop giving them your money.
Sometimes it's okay to judge a book by its cover. What I mean is, if you have a gut feeling about something, it's usually not wrong. In my senior year of high school, I became friends with this girl because she worked at the same job that I did, and we were in the same school, like same grade. There was also two other girls at work that were also in our same grade, so it was kind of like a quad. The girl that started working with us last was the one that I was a little apprehensive of, you know, just that like intuition gut feeling. But I've never been one to just like go off of that feeling because that's rude. Like, you can't just judge someone without knowing them, you know? Let's just call this girl Kat. I don't want to say her real name. Some of the reasons I was a little skeptical was she would say things like, oh, I just get along with guys so much better. And sometimes it felt like she was just like kind of more focused on impressing the guys that work there, or, you know, making them think she was cool or one of the guys. And a lot of times she would refer to them like as like her and the boys, me and the boys, me and the boys, like, yeah, I'm one of the guys. Throughout our short-lived friendship, there were some weird things that she did. That Christmas, we all mutually agreed that we would be doing a gift exchange, you know, like we established budget and everything like that. It was a really cutesy, fun gift exchange between the four of us, except for Kat didn't have gifts for the rest of us because she got mugged and they took all the presents that she bought for us. Don't ask me how she was in NYC with all of our Christmas presents at once and all of them got mugged. I don't know. I'm not the type to be mad over Christmas gifts. Like, please, I don't need gifts from my friends. Like, you're my friend. Like, let's just, you know, have a sleepover or something. But like, why would you go through making a whole elaborate like story? Like, she told us this story, like, we were really like, I mean, we pretended to believe it to be supportive friends, but like, she was the one mainly pushing for the like gift exchange idea because she kept saying like, oh my god, like, what do you want? Like, I want to get you guys, like, I want to get you things, like, send me like links that you want from Amazon, like literally all types of crazy things she would say. When we first met her, she was a lesbian, but after a month or two, she started dating one of the guys that worked at our job with us, which again is fine, but she would still sometimes say that she was a lesbian, but only she had one exception, which was him. Kat's boyfriend was literally the worst of all, like genuinely the spawn of Satan. He would ask our female coworkers, are you on your period, if they maybe had an attitude. Very juvenile, homophobic, misogynistic things. He would also talk bad about all of us, which were her only friends. Like, let me phrase this, genuinely, we were her only friends. And he would try to get her to stop being friends with us, like isolation. Low-key worked. Like, she started distancing herself from us. It wasn't specifically me that he hated the most. It was one of the other girls in our little quad. But they would start kind of like beefing a little bit. It was really toxic. The whole reason why we stopped being friends anyway was because her boyfriend ended up spreading a nasty sexual rumor about me at work. I was really mortified by it, and instead of like her being on my side or anything, she literally was like, oh, I just need to train him like a dog, I guess. Haha, he's so silly, you know, he's really bad, lol. But always laugh it off. Meanwhile, I'm going to work like sobbing in my car before every shift because people are like treating me like I have a scarlet A on my chest. But the final straw was when an altercation happened to me at work where a guy my age, or a year younger maybe, kind of ran up on me, screaming in my face. I thought he was gonna hit me. I was crying. He was like yelling slurs in my face. I still firmly believe he wanted to hit me. I have never been in that situation where I've been like, oh my god, I'm about to get hit. I'm about to get hit. The only reason why he stopped, like, in my face, he had me cornered, by the way. The only reason why he stopped is because my best friend was also on shift at that time and, like, literally punched his arm and was like, get out of her face, like, stop, you know, like, thank you. My hero, but, like, it was really scary and like dramatic and everything. And Kat was there as well. And instead of like being there for me or something while I'm running out of the store crying because I'm like, oh my god, I have to quit, she's just standing in the corner texting her boyfriend, giving him updates on everything that's happening. Afterwards, she basically was saying that I was being so dramatic, he wasn't gonna hit me, and I wasn't cornered. I could have easily gotten away if I wanted to. But then the actual guy who was in my face was going around saying that if he hadn't been stopped, or if our manager hadn't just walked in after, he would have done way worse to me. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by done way worse? So that whole thing was really gross to me, and I really needed to set boundaries and not be her friend anymore. Texted me, like, not even really an apology, just kind of like, yeah, like, sorry, like, I totally understand, like, blah blah. And I kind of nicely told her that I actually just can't be friends with someone like that. Like, guys, this was a while ago, but like, I said it so nicely. If you know me, you know I'm the worst at confrontation. So if I'm ending a friendship, you know it has to be serious. I will let those things drag out forever. So like, when I actually do cut things off, it's because it's damaging my health, like my mental health. It was just really weird vibes. And anytime her man would like talk about her friends, she would literally just be like, well, it's nothing I can do about it, it's just his opinion. He would specifically always slut shame one of the girls, and that's disgusting. Like, why are you staying with a guy like that? First of all, it's fine. I hope she's doing better. Honestly, every girl needs a little story of having a crazy friend. And if you have a strong gut feeling that someone is probably a bad friend and might be toxic for your life, trust it. Just trust it. And, like, keep your guard up. Keep your distance, okay? Don't tell her your childhood trauma. Don't tell her about your daddy issues. Don't do it. Love you guys. Bye.
Story time of the time that I got stalked and nearly kidnapped. A backstory, it was in year 8. Every morning, my sister, and my boyfriend used to get off the bus stop and like walk down to school. And the closest bus stop was kind of far away, and we were the only 3 people that would get off since we lived out of area. One day, my boyfriend at the time wasn't there with us, and it was just me and my little sister, who was in year 7 at the time. And we were walking down, this like white kind of ute approaches us, and there is like a middle-aged man in it, and he slows down right next to us, and he asks me and my sister where we're going, and immediately I was like, fuck no, fuck to the fucking no. I just ignored him, kept walking, and he asked if we needed a lift and tried to get us in his car. We said, fuck no, we're not getting in your car, the fuck. And luckily we were like right next to like a service station, so we just went in there immediately and just kind of hid. But that's only the start of the story. It does not end there. And during class, I was talking to my friends about it, and my science teacher was my year advisor at the time, and he was like, hold up, what did you just say? And he was like, what the hell, like, code red, this is bad. He tells the office, and the office called the police. I was like, yep, cool, amazing, cool. And then that night at 11 o'clock, the police are knocking on our door. We're like, the fuck? Like, we forgot to mention this to mum. So the police came in and they're talking to her at 11 o'clock at night, and she's confused, like, what are you even talking about? And I explained the story. And at the time, me and my sister weren't like educated enough to like look at him and go, all right, it's this car, it's this color, he looks like this. Like, we both described different cars. We both said it was white. I thought it was a ute. She didn't. We didn't really take much notice, which I wish we did. And then at school one day, my entire school was having an assembly on the quad, and the quad was right next to the office, but me and my sister, we couldn't go to this assembly because we had to talk to detectives in the office. They were really nice. They had guns though, and it was kind of scary, even though like I did nothing wrong obviously, but like they had guns. Basically just explained everything to them. They were super nice, super supportive. My counselor was there as well. And then once we were done talking to them, we had to leave and join the assembly, and obviously everyone on the assembly saw us walk out with these two like people with guns, and they were all like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why were you talking to these people with guns? And then that was the end of our involvement. Then not long later, the police and detectives, they did some more investigating, whatever. Turns out they figured out who he was and the whole deal. So he was staying at a motel nearby, and every morning he would follow us with his car and watch us, and we just never noticed. Hence why the first morning that my boyfriend wasn't there with us is when he approached us. Now, 2 years later, me and my sister have both moved schools, moved areas, so we're safe. Hopefully this guy hasn't gone on to anyone else, but that's the story of when me and my sister nearly got kidnapped.
Hey guys, I'm gonna do my makeup for the day, and I'm gonna tell you like how that I got broken up with. So basically it all starts, we started talking, and like we started officially dating, right? And honestly, I think a few days into us dating, my mom left. When I say that, people love to be confused and like don't really like understand what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I was skiing, I came home, all my mom's stuff was packed and gone, and she was too. And I came home pretty late that night because the ski trails I go to is like 2 hours away, because there's not really any close to me. And I called her number and it didn't go through, and I was just like, well, whatever, because she doesn't really understand like driving mode and stuff like that. So I texted her and it didn't deliver, so I was like, oh, so I'm blocked. And obviously I told him like what just happened as soon as I got home, like, and I was like, please don't tell anyone, like, this is so embarrassing, because honestly, I don't know any of you, so it doesn't really matter, but like, it's really embarrassing to me, and I don't want people to know that like my mom left. It's just like not cute. Like, I'm turning 17 in less than a month, and my mom left. Like, it's kind of embarrassing. And he was like, I won't, and he was like really mad at her, and like, because she didn't really treat me the best when she was around, and he was like really mad at her for, you know, like everything, and was like literally on the verge of tears when I told him. And yeah, and I was like, it's okay, like, I'm the one who should be crying right now, but I honestly can't be really surprised, because a few nights before she was like, I'm not your mom anymore, and I was like, okay. That was basically how the conversation went. Like, literally, like, I went up to her and I was like, hey, blah, blah, and she was like, I'm not your mom anymore, don't talk to me. And I was like, cool, yeah, I could talk. So there was that, and a few days later was his birthday. I got him a Lego set, and I hand drew him a card of like the How to Train Your Dragon dragons, because he loves them. I've never even seen it. I really need to, but it was like a really cute card and a Lego set. I didn't want to go crazy because like this is our first like anything together, and I don't want to like set the stage for like craziness, I guess. So there's that. And then I found out when I was at his birthday, like, I walked in the house and I just knew, like, the way his dad was looking at me, I just knew he told his parents. It's like he was looking at me with pity in his eyes. And that's exactly what I was trying to avoid by not wanting them to know, obviously, because both his parents don't have fathers. And I know that they'll understand, like, what I'm going through, but that doesn't matter. We've not been dating that long. I don't really want to, like, put that on them. Like, it's not their job. Like, I'm not their kid. Like, it's not their business. And I didn't want them to know yet. I wanted to be the one to tell them myself. But he already did that. And then I was like, why would you do that? Like, that was actually so fucked. Like, why would you do that? And he just started crying. And I was like, whoa, crap. So he's crying. I'm crying. And I'm just like, why would you do that? And I'm so upset. And we get over it. Like, things work out. And then, like, the whole week of February, I've obviously not been my best self because of my mom leaving. And I've been a little sad sometimes. But I honestly can say I'm one of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met. And I handle things very well. And I didn't let it, like, ruin my day. I didn't let it ruin my life. Like, I was just, like, living what I could. But, yeah, there were times I missed my mom. Like, I was sad. During the time of, like, all of this, like, we're getting in little tiny arguments, but nothing huge. It's usually just the fact that he's not talking to me. And he's going through some stuff, too. Like, he is injured and he plays soccer, and he's going through PT, and I've been through PT because I've torn a lot of things in my knee for basketball, and so I understand how stressful and how unfun going to physical therapy is. Well, through all these little arguments, like, it's usually about how he's just quieter than I am, because I'm really outgoing, I'm really loud, like, I'm a really outgoing, happy person, and he's really quiet, really not like me, just, like, we're opposites, but I liked that. I was like, this is so fun, like, I love that he's so quiet, and I'm so loud, and we're just so opposite, and we're so perfect. He didn't feel that way. So, it was mostly, like, because I knew he was going through stuff, and he wouldn't really, like, talk about it, and I wanted to help, and, like, I'd always ask if he's okay when he's quiet, which is, like, always. And he said that I was just, like, overbearing him, which I think at this point that he was just avoidant attachment and that was the problem. But he blamed, like, everything on, like, his grades being bad. And, like, he couldn't hang out, his grades were bad. Like, every problem we had was just because of his grades being bad. And that it was stressing him out so much. And I'm just like, then do your work. Like, we have 2 classes together. We're lab partners. Like, just like, I have better grades than him, and I think that also pissed him off that we were lab partners, and I did better on every single lab. I like, had a good grade and everything. And, I mean, yeah, that pissed me off, too. But, like, I don't know. And I'm just gonna, like, fast forward. It's the week of February. He's so quiet, quieter than normal, like, insanely, like, doesn't want to be around me, doesn't want to speak, like, just isn't himself. And so I was just like, this is so weird, like, something's wrong. So I just stopped talking, too, because I was like, I must be the reason, like, I'm probably pissing him off, like, let me just, like, be quiet. No, February, like, 2 days after, like, we haven't called, we've barely spoken in the last 2 days, and it's Valentine's Day, and I was like, hey, like, can we talk? Because I really, like, just, it was bothering me. I was like, can we talk? And he was like, does it have to be now? This is during English class. And he was like, no, it doesn't. And we get to our 4th period, which is chemistry, which is where we're lab partners, so we sit next to each other. And we were about to take a unit test, being passed out, and I was talking about our friends, and he was like, well, I'm not a female, and I was like, ew, don't say that. He crashes out and snaps at me. And I was like, oh, okay, my bad. And then he broke up with me. And during a unit test, like, the papers were passed out. And I got up sobbing and left in front of the whole class. And everyone's, like, so, like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like, you didn't deserve that. And I was like, I've been done dirty by every man I've ever talked to. Like, it's got to be my fault at this point. Like, what am I doing wrong? And then he blamed it on how I'm miserable and how I don't eat and I don't sleep. And that, like, he felt trapped because, like, he was my only getaway. And, like, that my mom left and how I can't get over it, and if I can't get over it, I'll never live, like, I'll never move on. And I'm like, I probably won't ever move on. And that's just okay. That's okay. Like, I can be sad about this for the rest of my life. It is going to be something that is sad for the rest of my life because that's my one and only mom. And he was so mean about it. Anyways, if he sees this, like, come back. I miss you. The kids miss you. I miss your dog. I miss your mom. I miss Tegan. Oh.
All of the things my best friend of 13 years did that made me cut her the fuck off, part 2. By the way, thank you for 20k hobknockers. There are 20,000 of you. I have so many more stories to tell. So if you resonate with any of these, just hit the follow button and become a hobknocker. Nut. Don't ask me why this happened because I couldn't fucking tell you still to this day. She was a part of a group chat when I was in high school that was literally just made to make fun of me for dyeing my hair blonde. It quickly went from being about hair to them literally harassing me on Twitter, in person, taking photos of me, to the point where I ate my lunch in the freaking bathroom. So fucking embarrassing, but like, these girls made high school a living hell for me. And you wanna know the funniest part about it all? Guess who's blonde now? Every single one of them. Just never forget who did it first, baby girl. I'm just now realizing how fucking weird this next one sounds. She would stalk people who did me wrong in the past and send me like screenshots and life updates of them doing good. Like, are you okay? Oh god. One thing she was really good at was disguising literal constant shitting on me and putting me down as honesty. Ew. So half the time when she was like putting me down, I wouldn't even really like realize what she was doing and that she was doing it totally intentionally. But I do remember feeling like so fucking disgusting and drained after every time we hung out. Literally, even if we just went for a car ride, it would feel like the fucking life had been sucked out of me. I can visibly remember times where I just remember being so happy and then I like hang out with her and I'm so fucking sad after and just feel like shit about myself. My YouTube channel went viral in high school, so a lot of people always like hated me for that reason. I was very used to waking up to like a bunch of new tweets and like literal harassment towards me. And I will never forget this. Like, everyone knew we were friends. This random girl tweeted some long ass hate paragraph, just like the most vulgar things that you could think of. But at the end of it, she said she didn't like my shoes. So my ex-best friend decided to like and retweet the tweet. I'm like, girl, if you call yourself my friend, why are you liking tweets that are literally slandering me? And you will not believe what she said. I just liked it because I really thought those shoes were ugly. Girl, you're telling me you're willing to publicly humiliate me. People know that you're my friend. You're gonna join in on like the fucking hate train? Be fucking for real. What goes hand in hand with that is the fact that when I made my YouTube channel, I did not tell a single soul. I did not trust a single hoe. Because I was like, if anyone finds it, then that means that my videos are doing well enough to be seen, so I don't really care at that point. But little detective found it and told fucking everyone. She made fun of and shit on me so hard for having that channel. Like, you can imagine, when it blew up, she started kissing my ass again. When my YouTube channel was like in its prime, like blowing up like crazy, like 1 million views every video, it was honestly the only time I can recall her treating me like a human being. Period. She got what she wanted. She got her little rush of clout. And to this day, the most liked picture on her Instagram only has that many likes because I'm in it. And all of my followers went and liked it. She would always come to me and my friends for advice about her shitty relationship. And with the advice that we gave her in confidence, you know, we would say like, yeah, me and my boyfriend went through that and this is what we did. She would take and run with and tell everyone that our relationships were extremely toxic and we get treated like crap. And clearly it was just deflection because her boyfriend literally told her to not bring up marriage in front of him because it makes him uncomfortable. Also, a lot of y'all are asking me why I stayed friends with her for so long. Not that this makes it any better, but this was all spread out over a long period of 13 years. I never really had the time to sit down and put it all together. I'm not proud to say this either, but she was just one of those people where being her friend was easier than being her enemy. Now that I'm out of high school, I'll never have to deal with that dumbass hoe again. I love you, hobknockers. I decorated my room really cute for fall, by the way, and now I'm gonna go rot in it.